Hello village, it is your girl Twanna Yvette, and this is Twanna Yvette Speaks. In today's episode, I have some more news for you guys that you may or may not know. Now, I am a commentator, so I am speaking on news that I already found, so y'all know how I do. I always put the receipts in the description box below, and make sure that you comment if you know anything to kind of let's glue this together. Okay, I watched a video and I read two articles a few minutes ago that popped up in my news feed, and there was a little information that I myself did not know, and like I said, it hit the newsstands 14 hours ago precisely, so I am not sure if you guys, have already seen this or not, but I did promise that I would bring news as I, got information. So this breaking news right now that I have is about Terica Ellis. Memphis woman promised $10,000 to help Welcome to Sweetie Pie star murder nephew, detectives say. Okay? Now, again, this was like 14 hours ago. Now, we know that Tim and Terica Ellis were both arrested. A criminal complaint was filed against the 36-year-old mother of two in July that named her as a participant in a conspiracy to have Montgomery killed. Okay, she was arrested in South Haven, Mississippi in mid-August, and prosecutors announced her charge on August the 18th. Now, what you may not know is that during the court proceedings, Miss Ellis did not testify, but she did speak to prosecutors off the stand, and she confirmed that Tim promised her $10,000. She deposited over $9,000, which means she could have been paid the full $10,000 and just didn't deposit some of it. But she did deposit it, and to make it look legitimate, she deposited the money in different accounts. So she did tell that. And there's more, okay? There is a shooter, a third party in question. Now, the reason they're saying third party is because the insurance agent got out on bail. Of course, Miss Ellis was denied. Tim has been denied, so they are still locked up, but the insurance agent is out, and of course, he has his own attorney. But the element of surprise in all this is that FBI agents already have a suspect who could have pulled the trigger. They are not releasing the names, and you will see that in the links that I put in the description box. They're not going to release the name just yet. I'm pretty sure they have more digging to do and more details and all of that, but as we suspected, Miss Terica Ellis is giving it up. It is noted in both of these articles that when she learned she would not be getting bail, she broke down. So her not being able to speak on the stand, but actually giving information off the stand in hopes that her time will be lessened. So she is willing to cooperate with authorities against Tim Norman. So, like I said, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but in this little clip from Commercial Appeal, it says that Thurmond said, and Thurmond being the investigator, said that Ellis and Norman had known one another for a few years. They were physically intimate at times. And Terica Ellis said it was more, than a few times. So she may have been hinting towards they had an on and off relationship. We don't know. But that bit of information is important because you need to know the past relationship of these two and why she was so willing to help Tim. So Thurmond said that, yes, Ellis was promised $10,000 total for her help in only securing the location of Montgomery. So here's the thing. It sounds like what she's saying is all I had to do was secure a location. What did she do? In the second article I'm reading, This article says that her job was to get him to come out and sit in her car while he's sitting in the car. He being Andre is sitting in the car. She's saying, I bought you a pair of pants. And, you know, she used, as they said in the article, her feminine wiles to lure him to actually get in the car and sit and talk for a while. When it was okay, Andre stepped out of her car, out of Terica's car, and he was in aim for the third party, the shooter, to take aim and take his life. Now, knowing that they have a suspect, but they're not able or willing to release the name, lets us further know that they have steadily been investigating, even though Terica Ellis and Tim Norman are in custody. So I don't know how many of you guys heard this or not, but if you want to read the story, and I will also put a few extra links in my description box for you, because there are a couple of videos that have this information. They may, you know, have something that I don't, but I have been researching tonight to bring you the information that I personally know. Now, my next thing is, when will they release the information on the shooter that they suspect? As far as I know, and as far as when I'm looking at the articles, they don't even say that they have arrested anybody, but they do have a suspect, and the suspect's name is definitely not being released at this time. Now, what we've been speculating, let me tell you that. What we've been speculating about Andre and the $200,000 that came up missing. Okay, Tim is saying he wanted revenge for the $200,000 coming up missing. Now, I say Tim said that, but guess who really gave up that information? Again, it was Terica Ellis. So we know that $200,000 was missing, not from her restaurant, but in fact from her home. And from our understanding from both of these articles, it is said to believe that Tim just wanted revenge on Andre. Now, let me just be clear. And again, this is my opinion. I don't believe that Andre did this, but I'm sorry if you guys think, oh, well, this is, you know, biased or whatever. I'm just telling you what I believe. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I'm having a hard time with that. The same way I had a hard time with someone wanting to set Tim up, and he was claiming, you know, it's okay, you know, I'm not going to worry about it because I know somebody tried to frame me. Well, guess what, Tim? If you happen to be looking at the news anytime soon or reading anything on the internet, I'm pretty sure that you already know your girl is telling everything, and she's not done talking. She does have some time set aside to where she can tell her whole story, because at first she wasn't talking, she wasn't saying anything, because she just like Tim did not know that they wouldn't be able to post bail and get out. Now, she does have 2 small children, and the children were stated in the articles, but the welfare of the children and where the children are is not given in either one of the articles that I read. The latest article from Commercial Appeal, that was 14 hours ago. So this is fresh information for me. But again, you may have heard this, you know, somewhere else. Today is the 6th. This was updated. The first mention of Commercial Appeal was on September 2nd, and you can find that date up in the top left-hand corner of the article, and that it was updated on September 4th. Okay, so there's more to it, and if you just click this link, the updates on Commercial Appeal will actually show every time they give an update. So you have to read it thoroughly so you can get all of the information. Now, here on this other article, the Los Angeles Sentinel, this story was put out on August 21st, but it was updated as soon as information was public knowledge and or released. They did update that article as well, stating what Terica Ellis had actually said, not on the stand. Okay, so just want to make clear of what I'm saying. That's why I keep reiterating what I'm saying, because I don't want, you know, somebody to be like, that's false information. It's not. I got receipts. I'm reading it right here, and these are really good articles. They're really good, I should say, virtual newspapers, if you will. Very good. It's not like a blog. It has, you know, everything in it. You know, from obituaries to, you know, legal, national headlines. So I only look at a few. Anything that's like shady or it's like the Inquirer, I don't fool with, because no. But I do keep my eye open on this. And like I said, there are a few videos out there. I'm sure we all have the same information, but I just want to be clear. Somebody else may have some information that I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and link everything that I can in my description box, while letting the others know, hey, I'm sharing your, you know, link out, because that does help me get information, building a relationship behind the scenes. So I just wanted you guys to get that update, to know specifically if there are any questions that I may be able to answer from the information that I have. Just in case you overlook it or you don't feel like reading the articles, just ask in the questions below, in the comments below, and I will do my best to get that information to you guys. Okay. All right. That is all I have for right now. I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys in getting further information. And like I said before, the family is just rallying around Miss Robbie, and she is just, you know, she's not in a mental state to talk to anybody. You know, she's just, you know, I don't want to say laying low, but again, I have a grown daughter, and I don't know what I would do if my daughter, you know, did something this drastic. I just would, you know, pull my hair out or something. Like, I don't know, because I've never been in this situation. So I do sympathize. I also sympathize with Andre's family, his mom and siblings. Like, this has to be devastating. And know that every time they go to court, or every time they do anything that becomes public knowledge, their family is also going to be able to get this information. And it just is painful to have to face this all over again. And having Terica Ellis confirm what she already has, there is no telling. Tomorrow's Monday. There's no telling what else, you know, she's going to tell. Now, the question would be, is she going to tell the truth, or is she going to pad this information, or, you know what I'm saying, just so she can, you know, get a lesser sentence? We don't know. But I feel like, since she actually, because let me tell you something, this is the reason why I kind of, I want to believe that she's going to come clean and tell the truth, because that bit of information about luring Andre to her car, and he actually got inside the vehicle for a certain amount of time. And she and Tim were texting while she was in the car with Andre. And, you know, she was, you know, making eyes or whatever she was doing, and, you know, gave Andre a gift. You know, it was just enough time for the shooter, if you will, to get in position. So as soon as Andre got out of the car, he had to be in clear aim, because the bullet didn't touch her car. It didn't touch her. So whoever put this in motion, and again, I just believe, because this is my opinion, I just believe that this was Tim's mastermind. I could be wrong, and if I am, Lord forgive me, but I just have a gut feeling that no, Tim was not set up, and that he did this. And I don't think it was over $200,000 that came up missing from his mother's home. Now, my feelings on this, and this is my commentary, you know, is that because Tim was accumulating so much debt, and at the time, of the break-in at Miss Robbie's home, they were still on the show. And as we know, he was wanting to open up more and more restaurants. So that's just my feeling. It makes sense. Like if you have some Legos and you're just putting them together and they fit perfectly, that makes more sense than, oh, I'm not worried about it, I've been set up. I just don't buy that. And I don't buy that Andre, you know, would have done that to Miss Robbie. And even if he did, he would have went on shopping sprees. Somebody in the comments the other day said if Andre did this, you know, he would have broke off a piece for everybody, and everybody would have been like, where'd you get this money? You know, Charles would have known about the break-in and him having the money because Charles and Andre were close. So you know, I'm not speculating. That's just, you know, what's, you know, in my heart. Like, that's just how I feel. And I just hate it for the families, because as we, you know, are unleashing and, you know, talking about this, because this is our release. This is how we can, you know, communicate what, you know, back and forth, with this story to try to make sense of, to try to make sense of it all. It's just heartbreaking to know that the family is going to continue to go through so much every time some evidence is unraveled, every time, you know, somebody speaks. And as far as the insurance agent is concerned, I really can't wait to hear what he has to say, or if he's going to say anything. I would like to know if he was the insurance agent that Tim used the entire time, or if he was a last resort, because that lets you know how desperate Tim could have been to get the money. Because, like I said, bills on top of bills on top of bills. And, you know, Tim says, hey, I can't afford a lawyer of my own. I have to use, you know, the public's defenders. I can't afford it, you know. So his bills must have been stacked pretty high. And I have no problem believing that, yes, he has made some messes, especially with the Sweetie Pie's brand and opening restaurants he wasn't supposed to. You still have to pay those people. And, you know, for everybody who is kind of thinking the way I am, I know it makes sense, you know, but there are some people out there who's like, God, I certainly hope that this isn't real, and maybe he was set up, because you know, I just hate to see the family going through this. So continue to keep the family in your prayers, and I will as well. And as the story unravels, we'll be able to talk about it a little bit more. I will go live later this week, especially if there's like another update on this story. And I do have some fresh stories that I will be posting this week. So cannot wait to talk to you guys to see what your thoughts are. Leave your questions, comments, concerns, and prayers in the description box below, and I will make sure to add any links or information as news comes available. All right. Okay, guys, pray hard, good vibes only. And don't forget to stay safe, please. Where I live, totally off the subject, but 2 more people have passed away because of the virus, and you know, like right down the street. So for me, I'm like scared to death. I'm staying in the house as much as possible. When I do go outside, I have my alcohol, my sanitizer, my gloves, my mask, you know, 2 or 3 masks in my purse. It's like, excuse me, you're supposed to be wearing a mask. Would you like one? I happen to have extra. Like, I'm not, you know, joking around with this stuff. And so it's still at a dangerous level. So you guys, please stay safe, keep your children safe, and, you know, just do the best you can. All right, I'm going to get out of here, you guys, but thank you so much for sticking with me. I know this is tedious, and this is, you know, the national breaking story, so we're trying to stay on it as much as possible. But I do just want to tell you guys that I appreciate each and every one of you. I love when you give me, you know, your honest opinion in the comments, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Thank you so much. I love all of you, and have a great week. I will talk to you in another video. Bye for now.